On the news, APC and INEC asked tribunal to dismiss Obi's petition challenging Tinubu's victory. Also says Atiku didn't meet conditions to win presidential poll. Senator Samuel Anyanwu emerges PDP governorship candidate in Imo State. And IOM facilitates the return of 152 Nigerian migrants from Libya. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I am Simisola Adigun. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has asked the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to dismiss a petition filed by the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Atiku Abubakar of the PDP and Labour Party filed a petition challenging the victory of Bola Tinubu, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC), as the president-elect, and seeking his nullification and that of his vice Kashim Shettima in the February 25 election. In a response filed on Monday, INEC, through its lawyer Abubakar Mahmood, said the reliefs sought by both parties are not grantable, adding that the petitioners did not provide the particulars of polling units where any irregularity or non-compliance took place. INEC also said the PDP's Atiku Abubakar did not meet the constitutional requirements to be declared winner of the February 25 election. Meanwhile, the coordinator of the National Democratic Coalition Renewal Group, Atilade Adeyo, has condemned the letter written by Nigerian writer Chimamanda Adichie to the United States President Joe Biden over the February 25 presidential election won by the All Progressives Congress candidate Bola Tinubu. Adichie had in the letter faulted the U.S. for congratulating Tinubu, who she alleged emerged through unlawful process, on the grounds that the election was allegedly fraught with irregularities and violence, as well as compromised by the electoral umpire. But Nadeco Renewal, which said Adichie's outburst betrayed her ethnic bias in a matter of national interest, urged the American president to ignore the letter in its entirety, describing its content as childish, seditious, and illogical. Moving on, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), has emerged the party's governorship candidate for the November 11 Imo State governorship election. His emergence followed the PDP primary election held on Wednesday at the party secretariat in Owerri, the Imo State capital. According to the state organizing secretary of the PDP, Lawrence Biado, the 7-man electoral panel constituted by the National Working Committee, headed by Kenneth Okon, is present to monitor the primary in Imo. Off-cycle governorship elections are expected to hold in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State on November 11, 2023. A civil society group, the Think Tank for Democracy, has held its first series of press briefing condemning calls for interim government and plans to truncate democracy in the country. While addressing journalists on behalf of the chairman, Sylvester Ahani, the secretary of the group said the group played actively in the 80s and 90s and also fought for democracy to stand still, and condemned calls for interim government lingering across the country. On his part, chairman of the Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, Kakol Debo Adeniro, added that politicians unlearned have occupied their space, and as a result, the Think Tank for Democracy was formed in order to enlighten them.
A few newcomers, emergency activists, politicians without sense of history have occupied our space. And we believe that their memory needs to be straightened out, because many of them do not know where we are coming from. They do not know why we are where we are. We therefore put ourselves together as a think tank that will ginger their minds and brains to know exactly what fits the majority of the people.
The call for an interim government has gained attraction following the outcome of the 2023 election. But unbeknown to many, it has been on the agenda of many anti-democratic elements in the polity to truncate the current democratic process. Unfortunately, many of those who are today parading themselves around as politicians and groupthink leaders and threatening our nascent democracy without regard to the rule of law did not play any role during our bloody democratic struggle for this country.
We are not going to allow what happened in 1993 to happen again. We are not fools. We know where we are coming from. Like I said, we know where we are and we know where we are going. So it will never happen. Those of them that are wishing that we have interim government or cancel the elections, it's a figment of their own imagination. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We are living witnesses of history. And we don't want that ugly history to be repeated in 2023, 30 years after. Are we making progress? Are we going back? Of course. We're making progress. We're moving forward.
Still on politics, the All Progressives Congress APC has adopted the direct mode of primaries for the conduct of the governorship primary election in Kogi State. The party informed the Independent National Electoral Commission as well as aspirants of its decision to adopt the direct mode in a letter dated April 6 and signed by the acting national chairman, Senator Abubakar Kyari. According to the party, the decision to adopt the direct mode of primary election instead of the indirect mode came after a review of the modalities. The statement further explained that the date for the conduct of the primary election still remains Friday, April 14, 2023. A federal lawmaker representing Ikpoba Awka Federal Constituency of Edo State, Johnson Agbonaima, has blamed highly placed Nigerian cabal for the humongous revenue loss in the oil and gas sector. The lawmaker made the allegations at the ongoing public hearing on alleged loss of over $2.4 billion on revenue from illegal sale of 48 million barrels of crude oil export in 2015, including crude oil export from 2014 till date. Supporting the move, the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Mark Bila, who assured the invited organizations that the aim of the investigation is not to witch hunt, but rather to address corruption and also strengthen the whistleblowers bill, which will soon be passed into law by the National Assembly.
Also, over $3 billion to China and $839,522,600,000 to Norway. These were conclusively ascertained by the buyers. Bill of lading, arrival date, destination port, quantity of crude oil and other documented information. Furthermore, aware that this job has been done in 51 countries where Nigerian crude oil has been exported. The report of the United States of America, being the largest receiver of crude oil and that of other countries, was made available to the former president. The Office of the Attorney General, NIMASA, EFCC, as at today, the country has to credit over 17 billion of recoverable shortfall for undeclared crude oil export to global destination.
The onus is on the House of Representatives as a responsible house of the Nigerian people to carry out a thorough investigation to ascertain the veracity or otherwise of these allegations, including the investigation into crude oil exports from Nigeria from 2014 to 2022, to ascertain the accuracy of recorded revenue from the source during the period, the utilization of this revenue and identity and likely additional losses in the revenue to the country.
So I want to assure you that while we will not allow Nigeria's commonwealth to be stolen and frittered away, we will also have to uphold the very tenets of human rights and the rule of law to say that everybody deserves a right to a fair hearing and a right to respond.
No fewer than 152 Nigerians living illegally in Libya have been received back into the country. The returnees arrived on Tuesday at the cargo wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos. The new batch, comprising 127 adults, 15 children and 10 infants, were received under the federal government's voluntary evacuation exercise. There are details in this report. The Al Borak Air Boeing 737-800 from Libya touched down at the cargo wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport at about 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday. One after the other, the returnees, comprising 73 adult males, 54 adult females, 15 children and 10 infants, touched home soil after living as illegal migrants in Libya. Their weary faces tell the story of their ordeal and sometimes barely able to walk. Some returnees could not hold back their tears as they recounted their experiences in Libya.
My experience was a very bitter one. I was told to come and work, and after 5 months I would pay them their money. On getting to Libya, the whole thing changed, and I went to Libya, discovered hernia, and was very sick. But with that sickness, I have to work and pay the person, and she is pressurizing me to pay more. But thank God for Nigeria Embassy, and thank God for IOM. They rescued me.
When I found myself in Libya, so the only thing that I heard that someone said that she's my burger, that she burgered me in, that she paid money for me to come to this country, and I got to pay her, I got to work and pay her. So that is, so I got to work, and she told me that I'm going to pay her 11,000 Libya dinar, that is 1.1 million naira. So I got to hustle the money, so I got to work. Every month I work and I pay her money.
The excited ones among them say they are happy to be free from the inhumane conditions under which they lived in Libya. They expressed gratitude for the opportunity to reunite with their families.
My sister, I don't feel like you. I dey happy. I even the sleep where I go sleep today sef, I no even know sha. The happiness where I get as I dey like this, I call my father's land. I thank God. I thank God because you know easy.
I suffer dey Libya, like kidnap them, they kidnap people. If say I know say Libya no good, I for no good. That because I don't have business, I make am go Libya. I feel fine. I dey good now. I just dey happy, like say I don't get better wife.
While rolling out set plans to rehabilitate the returnees, the Assistant Chief Admin Officer at the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons appealed to Nigerians to avoid being lured by lofty promises associated with irregular means of migration.
We have so many programs in place, how to carry them along, how to sensitize the society. We used to have town hall meetings. We used to have, we go from places, marketplaces. We distribute tracts and on issues on irregular migration at large, so that they will have knowledge on what it takes, the risk is involved in traveling irregularly. It's always better to travel regularly so that you have peace of mind wherever you find yourself in the world.
This new arrival is part of the IOM's voluntary repatriation exercise that facilitates the return of Nigerians who are stranded in Europe. According to the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, there will be more returns before the end of the second quarter of this year. Simisola Adigun, TV360, Lagos. We'll take a break here, but still to come, Donald Trump vows to continue with his presidential ambition despite criminal charges. We'll bring you details of the story and more when we come back.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here's a recap of our top stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has asked the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to dismiss a petition filed by the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party (PDP). In a response filed on Monday, INEC, through its lawyer Abubakar Mahmood, said the reliefs sought by both parties are not grantable, adding that the petitioners did not provide the particulars of polling units where any irregularity or non-compliance took place. INEC also said the PDP's Atiku Abubakar did not meet the constitutional requirement to be declared winner of the February 25 election. We also told you that the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, has emerged the party's governorship candidate for the November 11 Imo State gubernatorial poll. His emergence followed the PDP primary election held on Wednesday at the party's secretariat in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Anyanwu is expected to challenge the re-election of the incumbent governor of the state, Hope Uzodinma, of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins, for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. COVID-19 updates. The All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, has issued an advisory for its staff to follow guidelines after 4 doctors, including a senior faculty member and other employees, tested positive for the virus. According to the advisory, the hospital staff has been directed to wear masks at all times and avoid gatherings of more than 3 to 4 people. The institute's management has also instructed the staff to isolate patients at home with a doctor's advice if they have a fever, cough, or cold. They have also been told not to encourage the entry of any visitor into the office complex unless necessary. Directions have also called for observing home quarantine and getting tested if not feeling well. Vaccine maker Moderna says it expects to see between $8 billion and $15 billion in its sales of its COVID, RSV, flu, and other respiratory vaccines in 2027. The announcement came ahead of Moderna's Vaccine Day on Tuesday. At the annual event, the company presented updates on its vaccine portfolio to investors and analysts who are eager to see how the company will navigate its post-pandemic boom. The biotech company said it sees a corresponding corresponding operating profit in the range of $4 billion to $9 billion. In a note on Tuesday, Moderna disclosed the new 2027 guidance represents an upside to the low profitability expected this year given the smaller size. We'll take another break and return with more stories in business, foreign scene and sports. To stay with us. Welcome back. Falashade Ogumide joins us now with business news. Falashade, what's the latest?
Many thanks, Simisola. In business, recent data from the National Bureau of Statistics indicates that the price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, has risen by 81% in the past 3 years. The scheme's findings show that the federal government has paid about 5.83 trillion naira subsidy on petroleum products. The NBS report revealed that the average retail price paid by consumers for petrol in February 2023 was 263 naira 76 kobo, indicating a 54.676% increase when compared to the value recorded in February 2022. States with the highest average price of petrol were Abia, Adamawa, and Niger State, while the lowest average prices were in Abuja, Enugu, and Lagos in 2020. We'll take a break here, but we'll be back with a review of the stock market. To stay with us. Wednesday's market trading inched up 0.42 points to close at 51,953 basis points, representing a one-week loss of 4.12%, with market capitalization closing at 28.31 trillion naira. Now, in the aggregate, 108 NGX-listed equities participated in trading, ending with 16 gainers and 11 losers. Now on the gainers table, Skyway Aviation Handling Company led the gainers table, followed by Associated Bus Company with a combined gain of 5 naira 34 kobo. Now on the losing side, Royal Exchange came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation, followed by Champion Breweries with a combined loss of 5 naira 12 kobo. The market summary shows 255 million volume of shares valued at 7.78 billion naira. Exchange hands in 3,890 deals. Now, a look at some of our select global stocks, FTSE, Dow Jones and Nikkei. Well, just as yesterday, they all maintained a bullish trend. Japan stock Nikkei traded higher on Wednesday as gains in the power, manufacturing and services sector led shares higher. And that's it on business news and stock market review. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Falashade, for that update. And on the global scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump, having been criminally charged in New York, has pledged to never drop out of the 2024 presidential race for the White House and insisted Joe Biden is not fit to run again. The 76-year-old Republican, who is facing a 34 felony count in New York over alleged hush money paid to an adult film actress, told the media that nothing would prevent him from running again. Trump, in his first major interview since being arrested and fingerprinted last week, cast doubt on whether Democrat Joe Biden would be in the 2024 race. Well, it's now time for entertainment updates on News Now.
massive growth in terms of quality content and cinematography, a number of Nigerian movies, especially action-based ones, have broken a record in the cinema and even on streaming platforms like Netflix and Prime Videos. With the latest release of Gangs of Lagos, fans were asked to pick the most impressive among Shantytown, produced by Iniedo and Jade Osiberu's Brotherhood. Shantytown was picked as the most impressive to watch with 34.1% of the votes, followed by Brotherhood, which ranked 29.9%, while Gangs of Lagos came third with 26.9%. Shantytown tells the story of a kingpin in a slum controlled by a corrupt, powerful politician to run an illegal drug and prostitution ring. The 6-part series, directed by Dimeji Ajibola, stars Iniedo, Chidi Mokeme, and Nsem Ikem Etim, amongst others. Singer and media personality Nick Cannon has shared his dream of having a child with singer Taylor Swift. Cannon, who has had 12 children with 6 different partners, revealed this in an interview just days after Taylor broke up with her boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, of 6 years. The singer admitted that he has no immediate plan to add to his large brood, but would change his mind if Taylor wanted to start a family with him. He claimed he and the singer will understand each other due to their dating histories. That's it on the entertainment segment of News Now.
And in sports, rival bidders for Manchester United have been invited to submit a third offer by the end of April. Several offers are understood to have been received in recent weeks, but bids by Qatari banker Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe remain the frontrunners to buy United if the Glazers give up control of the club, which they bought in 2005 for £790 million. United's unpopular owners announced last November that they were conducting a strategic review, with the sale of the club one option being considered. The Americans' asking price is believed to be around $6 billion, a figure that would make the 20-time English champions the most expensive sports club in history. That's our package this evening. Many thanks for watching. I'm Simisola Ajigun. Bye for now.